Hey, what up everyone? I'm Sinnycool, and this is Gems of War. Today I have your weekly preview for the week of November 21st, 2022. So let's get into it with the SOULFORGE, the World Event, Event Key Drop Table, Glory Shop, Trade Stone, campaign, all that good stuff, starting with the SOULFORGE. Remember the chat-a-thon, the every other month event is this weekend, Saturday, so butt crack of dawn if you don't mind. I'd really appreciate it. Keeps the channel going and, supports everything I do, so it's the main thing that does it anyway, so really appreciate it. Let's take a look at these mythics. Alright, so what do we got here? Haven't looked at it yet. We got Megavore. Megavore's good. Fallen Valdes is terrible. Shade of Zorn is terrible. These are two of the worst mythics in the game, so you can automatically cross those off. And, Tor Ass. Yes. So Megavore is the best one here this week. 24 red, blue, brown, Blackhawk, Merfolk monster. Eliminate all armor from all enemies. Deal damage to an enemy, submerge myself. The coolest thing about him, though, is the Death Below. I use him on the Psycho Mega Missy, so if you've seen my team, Psycho Mega Missy, Megavore is a part of it, and I really like to put him on the bottom of the team and get those Death Belows. 8% chance to kill the last enemy on 4 or 5 gym match. Doesn't sound like a very high percentage, but when you're doing like a loop, you get a bunch of chances at it, you're going to get it, 1 in every 10, matches there. So pretty good troop. I would say it's not a top 10, though, so if you're strictly being very patient and saving up for top 10s, it's more like a top 20, but definitely worth considering. Next would probably be Taurus. He's very mid. 24 red, green, yellow, Wild Plains Taurus Beast. If you see anybody making teams with this guy, they're just forcing it in to try to, deal damage to all enemies boosted by my attack, life, and armor, then knock the first enemy to the back. He just doesn't have anything else. That's it. So, not terrible, but, like I said, mid-range mythic. And then after that, we just have 2 really bad mythics that aren't even worth ranking, really. Fallen Valdes, weird. And Shade of Zorn, probably even worse. So don't do those unless you're collection purposes. You only need like 10 mythics and you have every single other mythic in the game. Then you would grab these if you need these and you're going to craft them, then you're probably a very high level player that's, trying to get your last couple mythics. All right, what do we got for legendaries? The Silent One, Kerberos, Dracos, and King Bloodhammer. King Bloodhammer would be your top one here. Borderline top 10. 16 red, brown, Draxum, Undead Dwarf. Deal damage to the 2 strongest enemies and transform all blue gems to Doomskulls to boost the damage. Summon a Doomstorm when an enemy dies. He's notable for mostly the Glaceon King Bloodhammer team. One of the better teams with no mythic on it in the game. I used to use it quite a bit. It was one of my main teams for a long time, like 4 years ago. But yeah, he's not like a top 10. Glaceon's more like the top 10 out of that team, but he is a very, integral part of that team. So if you're looking to make that team, he's the best legendary available this week. All right, we have Dracos. Got Dracos, Kerberos, and the Silent One. They're all about the same, like all mid-range. Silence all enemies and myself. That's kind of stupid, really. Kerberos, 40% chance to devour. You can devour easier other ways. Dracos, just a neat dragon. Dragons are usually just neat, and they're not the best at anything. So, up to you on this one. I would say either Dracos or Kerberos would be the number 2, and then the other one would be number 3, and Silent One would be the last. Weapons. So far, pretty much just Megavore, and then King Bloodhammer's kind of down a little bit after that. I don't think we have any great weapons this week. The Daisy's Cudgel is okay. You could use that in the World Event. Same with the Glaive of Many Goats. Probably do this one first, the Glaive, and then the Daisy Cudgel. Ooh, Yasmin's Pride's good. Eliminate all armor from an enemy. Give all allies life, boosted by armor eliminated. This goes well with, like, Ketris the Bull and probably Taurus. Yeah, so I'd go Yasmin's Pride first, actually, and then Glaive of Many Goats, and then the Daisy's Cudgel. So if I had to do an ultimate order on everything in the SOULFORGE, I would say Megavore is number 1, Yasmin's Pride is probably number 2, then King Bloodhammer, then Glaive of Many Goats, then Daisy's Cudgel. So that is the SOULFORGE. Let's go check out that world event. I have videos already on the scoring and the teams, so we're not going to go over that. You can check those videos out. I'll have one of them linked at the end here, probably the team video. We have Emperina has asked the kobolds to bring her 1,000 magical herbs from Pan's Veil, an impossible task that she hopes will discourage them. But just to make sure, I volunteered to collect as many as I could first. Defeat enemies in Pan's Veil and collect magical herbs. We have a spell damage medal, so make sure you're using troops that use spell damage and hit all enemies. So you don't want to be using like the Wild King or something. And then, like, the order, I got that video, so go check out the scoring video. It's pretty much just base rarity, though. Make sure you grab your rewards before you get started so you can get your tokens. I don't think they're doing the forum post anymore, so I'm not going to go over that. And, yeah, I got videos on these, short videos that you can watch that I don't need to go over it again here. But, yeah, that's the world event. Alright, let's check out the shop. Or no, let's go to this first, because if I don't do this first, then it's just redundant. Veiled Threats, new epic troop Voiceless Golem. Get this troop with glory from the rewards tab of the shop. The Impossible Dream, experience our new world event with your guildmates. Play world event battles every day to unlock rewards. Dragon's Totem is still going on for 62 days. Kingdom Pass is still going on for 20 days. Events, Week of Constructs. All constructs gain 10% to their skills. Week of Wildfolk. All Wildfolk gain 10% to their skills. Bonus souls, if you use the Voiceless Golem in PvP and Explore to gain 40 souls. If you want souls, just save up for the Vault event. Do the Vault event super hard. We really don't need soul farming or gold farming anymore. On my new account, just go check out my new account. I have so many resources. There's no reason to really farm anymore. If you see in these gold farming, soul farming videos, that's like so not needed anymore, and like from years and years ago. Gets tons of views though, so that's why people still do them, but they're just sorting by most viewed and, you know, copycatting. Let's see. What else is going on? Let's go to the shop and check out the Glory Shop troop. Spoils of War, gotta grab this every single week. I gotta start doing that on my new account. I think I forget sometimes. Alright, the Voiceless Golem. We get Arcane Mountain Trait Stones. Let's go up to Mythic. Bang. I used to not do that, by the way. Don't do everything I do. Like, do what I say, not what I do type of stuff. You want to make sure you have a ton of glory before you're starting to get the Glory Shop troop fully ascended. But, yeah, it does happen eventually. You will start getting enough copies to fully ascend every single week. But maybe don't do that if you're low on glory. Because you can use glory for glory chests and stuff like that. If you don't have top 10 mythics or all the legendaries you need, it might be better served to use it on the glory chest instead of doing this on a troop that you're not going to really use or anything. Alright, Voiceless Golem, Pan's Veil, Wildfolk Construct, 14, brown, yellow, Exploded Gem, silence a random enemy for each yellow gem destroyed. I think there's troops that can do that better. Like, Satyr Musician, maybe? At least he does damage, too. Like, exploding one gem. It's not really a mana generator. I guess you could have some board control, at least. So, board control and like, disrupting is all it does here. It's also a tank, though, Stone Skin. So, I don't know. Doesn't seem too awesome. Comes in with Arcane Mountain Trait Stones. You get 2 per. So I got 32 here just to fully ascend it. And let's go check out yellow, brown trait stones and what troops you can fully ascend. Alright, so yellow, brown, all color, base rarity. And yeah, if you do want soul farming or gold farming videos, I made those a long time ago. It hasn't changed really since. And the only change really has been that you don't need them anymore and you should just do the Vault event. What about... Okay, Doom of Arachnia is good. Conjure an Uber Doomstorm when an enemy dies. That's good, so you can fully trait that. Ironhawk, of course, artillery support. This is your gold farming and soul farming team right here. That's all you need. Bloody Bowels is good. It's decent, not good. Mistralis, here we go. So, you got Megavore in the SOULFORGE, and you have the trait stone to fully trait Mistralis. So the Psycho Mega Missy, you can get pretty, closer to having that team fully decked out. Enchanted Wind, enchant all allies on 4 or 5 gym match. Stoned Hammer does have Unbreakable, which is crazy, like the highest skull damage mitigation in the game. I don't like him, but he does have that. Pharaoh's Curse, death mark a random enemy and matching 4 or more gems. Alright, so my mic died, so where were we? Gorgatha has Granite Skin, 75%. Sir Quentin Hadley, 50% start for Knights. That's pretty important there. Wrath has Cataclysm. Good for the Skull Waterfall team. Yeah. Tink has the Electro Storm. What else do we got here for this Trait Stone? Trait Stone. Anything else? I may not get them all, but I'm trying to give you a good example of what you can use this trait stone for. I know Sandrunner has Swift. Dust Devil has Empowered. So the combo there with Ironhawk and Dust Devil, you can get that awesome farming team. Anything else? I don't think so. But yeah, this trait stone is pretty decent, especially the top-heavy stuff like Doom of Arachnia, Artillery Support, Enchanted Wind, the 2 like Stonehammer and Gorgatha, Sir Quentin Hadley. Really pretty important stone there. So if you don't have all this stuff fully traded, you may consider grabbing a bunch of those trait stones with your glory. That's another thing to do with your glory. You don't just get that glory shop troop to fully ascended every single time. You may want to save your glory for a different week, for a different trait stone, to fully trait certain mythics and legendaries and open glory chests. So it's not, you got to save your resources. You don't need gold farming, soul farming stuff if you just do the right thing with your resources and go hard in the vault. Lead that horse to teach them how to drink instead of just like, I'm not going to force the water down your throat. I'm trying to teach you how to do it yourself. Anyway, that's the glory shop. So we did the trait stone. Let's do the event key now. So it's Pan's Veil, which is pretty good. There is one awesome troop there, so let's take a look. Pan's Veil. Alright, let's take a look here. We'll do base rarity, and we'll show all just in case. Alright, so, not Pan, not even the Wild King. We want the Wild Queen. 22 purple, green, brown, Pan's Veil, elemental, wild folk. Steal up to 41 attack from an enemy and give it to my first ally. Guess who's going to use attack? The first ally. Create a mix of 22 skulls and green gems. So that is way better than the Wild King, who does enrage all allies, but he gives less attack to all allies, which not all allies are going to need the attack. Only the first ally needs the attack. So I always like to equate this to the Wild Queen is Mang. The Wild King is Earth's Fury. Earth's Fury is still good, so the Wild King is still good, but Wild Queen is way more potent and better. So go for the Wild Queen. Hopefully you get that. If you get the Wild King, though, he's still really good. He's like top 20. He's not bad or anything. I like the Wild Queen better. Pan is just, just doing damage, kind of like a Mambasira or something. King Salinas is pretty important here. 50% start for Wild Folk. Luna's cool, but she's the Warrens, so you can't get her with event keys. Remember, you can't get faction troops with event keys. Elwyn's pretty good early game. Faunessa, empowered. Anything else here? Blade Dancer's good early game and for the event going on right now if you're low level. Tricksters and then the Warrens. The Siren's okay. Empowered. Mana generator. But yeah, mostly you're going to be going for the Wild Queen. And if you miss, hopefully you at least get King Salinas. Yeah, or the Wild King. So as far as that one goes, like pretty top heavy with the Wild Queen. But King Salinas, the Wild King, your little consolation prizes if you're going for event keys this week. Alright, so let's see what else is going on. So today you're going to be doing your, campaign. You're going to be doing the world event. Maybe finishing up the Kingdom Pass. you know, at least getting your crowns for the day. You can't really finish it up. But tomorrow we have the Warrens, which is a really good place to gold farm as well. You can use your skeleton key team in the Warrens, so consider it as your farming faction. I prefer the City of Thieves because I can use the Rowan team. It goes way faster. I can get Chaos Shards because that's what you're looking for usually down there. But if you also want to farm gold while you're doing that, you can do the Warrens with your skeleton key team. Just keep it on 20. I'm on Bard while I'm saying this, but you know what I mean. Wednesday, we have Billy Goat there, or Billy Kid, or whatever it's called. Then we have the Bard class on Thursday. 50% start class, good for wild folk teams, but not anything too special. And then Friday, we have Bounty. So we're getting a new Bounty troop. I'll be doing the chatathon on Saturday, so we'll be doing a bit of bounty, but we can do other stuff too. You guys can tell me what to do. If you want me to play treasure hunt for a couple hours, I will. I really don't want to, but hey, it's up to y'all. But yeah, that's what's going on this week. Let's check out the campaign and we'll get the heck out of here. It seemed like the kobolds weren't going to change their mind about their goddess Emperina, so we thought we'd try something clever. Perhaps setting the kobolds an impossible task to please their goddess might change their minds. Tasks here. Win 3 battles in a single arena run. If you already have an arena started that has like 2 or 3 wins, you can just fight 1 battle. You don't have to automatically skip this every single time. There's a little like trick you can do to where you have an arena already going, and you only have to do 1 battle to complete this. You don't have to do 3, you just have to do 1. Wild Folk Bane, I almost have this done just doing the world event for videos. Yellow Slayer, same thing, so doesn't look too hard. You know how the beginning of the campaigns are way easier. This is Chapter 2. It shouldn't be too hard. What are we getting? You guys are getting Drool Goth. I say you guys, I mean just, you know, the people that actually were smart and paid for the campaign pass. Drool Goth. Really appreciate y'all spending money on the game to keep it going. But same people that are doing that, maybe consider coming to the chatathon to support the channel and keep the channel going as well. But yeah, Drool Goth pretty much. Our stat is more HP. So yeah, I think that's everything, y'all. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. Got to keep talking about the chatathon because it's this Saturday, so I'm going to keep promoting that every single video. It's $1 for every 3 minutes and $5 for every 15. First hour's free. We've done it like 6 times. Let's try to beat our record. Hopefully this crop of centers right now can do what the other ones did the last 6 times. You know there's people out there that want to see it fail, so come support it and make sure it goes to fruition so that they can just cry and dry their tears with their pillow or something, like always, I hope. But I'm always super anxious, so if anybody wants to like lock in for early just to keep it going, that's the hardest part because I got to get up like at the butt crack of dawn so we can potentially go 7 or 8 hours. So I got to start it at like 4 a.m., 5 a.m., and that's the hardest part, I feel, because that first hour's free, and then if nobody's there and nobody gives a super chat or super sticker, it just ends right then. So we need those like just a little bit, $1 here, $5 there to keep it going until other people can wake up and get there. So if anybody wants to volunteer for that, I'd really appreciate it. And yeah, like, share, subscribe, consider joining. Helps a lot. Tell your guild about the channel, comment below. Good luck this week. You guys are the best. Peace out.